Those dreams turned into nightmare as a result of all of this broken promises and hope made by the acute political leadership failure. Well, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu of the ruling APC emerged victorious at the 2023 elections with a minority of the total vote cast while winning in only 12 states out of 36, and the FCT is clearly indicative of the people's resolve of enough is enough of broken promises of the dividends of democracy. But 2 years after, we're here. Has President Bola Tinubu learnt a lesson? Or even more about the historic 2023 election? But this 2 years of Tinubu's administration has been characterized by the good, the bad, and the ugly. And now joining us live, first we have a guest who will be doing justice to these questions of the 2 years administration of the president, if it is good, if it is bad, or if it's the ugly. We'll have, let's say ladies first. We have a former Attorney General and Commissioner of Justice in Ondo State, Mrs. Olajumoke Anifowoshe. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Also, we have an Assistant Director of Internal Security, SSS, who is retired, Mr. Abuh. Mr. Abuh, welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be with Nigerians this morning.
All right. I have a senior colleague, I will say, the chairman of the Editorial Board and Deputy Editor-in-Chief of the Punch newspaper, Mr. Bolawole. Mr. Bola, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I am former editor, former chairman Editorial Board, former deputy editor-in-chief. I am no longer there. I am former.
All right. Thank you very much for that update right there. Thank you very much. Now let's go to Mrs. Olajumoke Anifowoshe, who is a former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Ondo State. Mrs. Olajumoke, for how long are we going to wait? Let's examine this good, this bad, and the ugly. Let's begin with all of this. 2 years of President Bola Tinubu. Will you say that it's been good? Will you say that it's been bad? Or will you say it's been a very, very ugly moment? How do you want to begin? Want to begin with the good? Want to begin with the bad? Want to begin with the ugly? Because there has been so much that has been said. Former presidential or the presidential candidate of the PDP had made comment on this. Amechi, also who was also a presidential aspirant of the APC too, also made comment on this. The former governor of River State has also made comment on this. A lot of people, even the special advisor to the president, has also made comments on all of this 2 years administration. Let's begin with you, and then we'll listen to these people I've mentioned. How do you react to the 2 years administration of the president?
Thank you very much. In every area of life, we have the positive and the negative. For the 2 years that the president has been in the saddle, you wouldn't say there hasn't been anything positive in the polity. The ministers have been interviewed and they've reeled out so many of the good things that this government is doing. For instance, if you listen to Minister His Excellency Umahi, you will be amazed at the rate the roads are being constructed and what they have in the pipeline, which the president, without the president, nothing would move. Then when you look at the mining sector too, the way Mr. Alake is handling that ministry is amazing. No minister has done what Mr. Alake is doing in that ministry. And the revenue that has accrued to that ministry and the effort of that ministry to make sure that no bandits worry those who have licenses to prospect for mineral resources. They have security outfit which look after these areas of mining all over the country.
Okay.
I've forgotten the name they are called. And look at what is happening in Nasarawa, the lithium, which is money spinning. At the end of the day, Nigeria will be the talk of the world, I would say. Not even the talk of Nigeria itself. I saw, I watched the governor of Nasarawa State taking your colleagues around the lithium factory in Nasarawa. So the government is working, but the manifestation of what the government is doing cannot be seen immediately. That is why I said in every area of life, we have the positive and the negative. And as I said, you mentioned those who are belly aching about the government. They were in government before, and as I often say, anything birthed with anger cannot bring success. All these people, because they are not in the saddle, that is why they are, coming together to talk negatively about the government.
Can I come in here?
I want you to remember
okay.
When President Tinubu first started as governor of Lagos State, you would see garbage all over the streets of Lagos. But after 1 year of being in government, all that was when Loma, everybody, people became conscious.
Can I come in here? Can I come in here?
Okay, please do.
You've said all of this. Let me take you back a little to the streets. Because sometimes when the government is saying all of this, it still boils down to the people in the streets. Let me remind you that canned fish, before now, it was about 300 naira. But now it's about 1,200 or even 1,500. Milk, before now, it was about 250. Now, it's about 850 naira. That's about all this canned milk. Pasta, before now, it was about 300, 500 naira. Pasta now is about 1,300. Bread, everybody knows how much is it. Before, the sliced bread, about 700, 500 naira. Now it's about 2,200. A bag of rice, before 30,000. Now it's about 80,000. Minerals that was sold 100 naira, 120 naira, is now sold for 400 naira and still counting. Some 500, some 600. Tuber of yam that was about 1,000 naira, 1,700. We now know how much now. It is about 5,000 naira. Crate of eggs. People don't even buy eggs anymore because crate of eggs has risen up. Before it was about 2,000 naira. Now it's about 4,800. Petrol that was sold for 200 naira, moving to 600, and now it's about 880 naira. Some even 900, some even 1,000. Bag of pure water. A bag of pure water, as they call it, the sachet water. 200 naira. It's now about 600. These are results that Nigerians feel they want to see. These are what Nigerians feel, well, this is the impact of any president. There should be an impact on all of this when a government comes in. But maybe it's not coming in. Or maybe you want to argue that, well, like others are saying, they say 2 years is not enough. Maybe when it comes in for the second term. Is that your argument? Is that what you want to argue on? Let's look at this too.
Well, I'm not arguing on that. As I stated in one of the interviews earlier on, that the central government, I mean the federal government, should not be held responsible for all this. Why am I saying this?
So who should be held responsible?
Hold on, please. The federal allocation has been upped. The states are getting their allocations, and more than usual because of the effect of the subsidy And looking at Lagos State, where I live, I want to say that the government of Lagos State has tried to open up neighborhood markets. I think I visited the one at Sidioro, and there's one at Ikeja, Onigbongbo. I think they are trying to spread it, across the local government areas of Lagos State. It's not the government that should become the policing what the sellers are said. In fact, I think our Nigerians are the enemies of themselves. Why would somebody get something for 5 naira and wants to sell it at 10 naira? I think many of these things, I would advise government to start price control. If there is price control, all that you have railed out, the prices that have gone up, I think it will, come down to minimal. And salaries have gone up. And normally, when salaries go up this way, traders will take advantage and think that everybody is working in government, not knowing that the percentage of people working in government is not is not the whole of Nigeria that is working in government. But at the same time, whatever is being paid to civil servants, whatever is being paid to pensioners should trickle down. And these things will minimize at the end of the day. The government is only 2 years old, and we should give the government space. We should give like they're saying, they should give the poor to breathe. Let us give the government to breathe. They are crawling, but at the same time, the crawling is yielding fruits. All these prices that you have reeled out, I am not too sure about them, because it's not by force that you should drink milk. It's not by force that you should eat eggs. There are alternatives. Even Maggi, there are alternatives to Maggi. When in the olden days, our parents, are they using Maggi to cook? There are some things that you should just, close your eyes to, and use what you feel you can afford. But we want to live like the Joneses. And this question of inflation is not just in Nigeria, it's all over the world.
All right. Thank you very much.
We have people abroad, and they are complaining too.
Okay.
In the UK, shelves are, provisions on the shelves, they are more than what it used to be. So I won't say that it's just only in Nigeria. It is all over the world.
Okay. Thank you very much for this. You talked earlier about Nigerians being the enemies of themselves. Let's listen to Amaechi, and then I'll come over to Mr. Bola right there to take on this, because sometimes we need to just clear the doubt. Also, we need to re-examine all of these things. 2 years gone in this administration. We need to ask ourselves the good, the bad, and the ugly in this. Okay, let's listen to the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amaechi, who made comment on all of this, and then we'll come back. Talk more.
That's why I picked up this topic. And let me tell you why I picked up this topic. Nigerian leaders and elites are not the problems of Nigeria. The problems of Nigeria are the followership. The leaders, look, when people say Nigeria is a capital, there are no capitalists in Nigeria. Capitalists are those with capital to invest for production. Do we produce here? Everybody relies on oil. Everybody wants to, that's why once you become president, you will see what will happen. As soon as you become president, you will not know Christians from Muslims. You will not. They are all coming towards you to just have a hand in the stealing. That's what happens. So I look at Nigeria and I ask myself, what are we actually doing here? Do we really want to be a country? If we want to be a country, I'll give you an example of my stay in government. I was shocked at a lady that I gave her appointment. And I thought the lady was a destabilized Nigeria. Her only call to power was going to see the president and speaking Hausa Fulani language. And I was ashamed, very ashamed, because I was looking for those who can change the country. And I told her, I am putting you in this place because I want you to change that place.
That's the voice of Rotimi Amechi, the former governor of Rivers State. Let me come to you, Mr. Bolawole, who is the former chairman of Editorial Board. Mr. Bola, you had Rotimi Amechi there. I'm sure you also listened to Mrs. Olajumoke talking about Nigerians being the enemies of themselves. Mr. Amechi also, in a way, said something related to that. Are we our problems? While we are trying to look out the government, the errors, the things, the policies that are being set aside by the president, while we are examining this administration, we're hearing that, okay, well, everything so far the president is trying, but it seems to be like we are our enemies. And now Mitch is also saying that, well, it seems to be like we are our enemies. Are we our problem? Let me put it to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. There is a sense in which that statement may be correct. Correct in the sense that our taste for foreign goods, for foreign services, is killing us. When I was growing up, many of the items that you mentioned were not in our staple food. Milk, corned beef, sardines, even rice, bread that we eat on a daily basis now. Rice must be eaten every day. In those days, we ate bread, we ate rice only during festive periods. Christmas, New Year, Easter, or when we have Ramadan, those of us who were Muslims then. But today, rice has become our staple food. Today, we eat what we do not grow, and we have to import them. We put a strain on foreign currency because of our foreign taste. Our clothes foreign, our shoes foreign, our food foreign, everything foreign. Look around you in your home, everything foreign. So we have to import all those things with foreign currency, not with naira. So it puts a strain on our foreign currency. In those days when we were not that focused, our naira was very strong. 75 kobo was $1 because our naira was strong. But now, because of this craze for all manner of importation, containers on the ice sea, bringing every manner of things, we import toothpicks. We import even things that can be produced there. In those days, we had factories that were producing some of those things that we now import. We had a policy called import substitution. Now all those factories have collapsed. We were assembling Volkswagen here in Nigeria. The person who was general manager there, Patu told me, we should have to ask him what happened that place was run aground. We have Ojo in Kaduna. We have to ask the people who run it why they run it aground. So now all the factories are closed down. We now import virtually everything. In those days, we were talking about we were refining our own crude oil. Now we can't refine crude oil. We have to import refined products. And you know the cost of it. So there is a sense in which we are the enemies of ourselves. Who are the people who ran down all these factories? They are Nigerians. Who ate them up? They are Nigerians. Nigerian Airways. Who collapsed it? They are Nigerians. Nigerian shipping line. Who collapsed it? They are Nigerians. NNPC. Who are those collapsing it now? They are Nigerians. The insecurity that we have today that is not allowing farmers to go to the farm. Who are the people responsible? Nigerians. Boko Haram, who are they? Nigerians. Fulani Hasmen, who are they? Nigerians. The bandits, who are they? Nigerians. And those that we have asked to fight them, the military, all those who are sabotaging them from inside, traditional rulers, women who are smuggling arms to them, who are they? Nigerians. So there is a sense in which we can say that we are the architects of our own destruction. We are the enemies of ourselves. That's number one. Number two, when you talk about people like Amechi, he said he's ashamed. I am also ashamed of him. Because these are the people who ran this country aground. This man you spoke about was Speaker of the River State House of Assembly for 8 years. He was governor 8 years. He was minister 8 years. What were his contributions? How did he change River State? I read that he said he was traveling to Vienna for medical checkup, and his passport was seized. They were checking him. I thought they should have sent him back. Go back to your country. Where is the hospital, first-class hospital that he as a governor made possible in Rivers? Why must he travel abroad for medical checkup? How many Nigerians can afford to travel abroad for medical checkup? Where did he get the money that he is using to travel abroad for medical checkup? These are the people that ran this country aground. The problem of this country is leadership. And therefore, we must hold all our leaders accountable, including the present leader. They must not be exonerated, because they are not just there now as leaders. They have been leaders from time immemorial. Look at most of those people who are in government. They have been in government one time or the other in the past. What did they do? How did they help to solve the problems? We discovered that many of our leaders in various areas that we have found, they have found themselves, they have compromised the integrity of the offices that we put them. Now the problem had piled up over time, such that by the time the Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration came on board, the problem was almost getting out of hand. We had a situation where the government was spending 97% of its income servicing debts. Can you imagine that? Servicing, not paying off, just servicing debt. You earn 100 naira per month, you spend 97 naira to service debts. You have not paid the principal. What will you spend? What will you spend to feed your family? What will you spend on medication? What will you spend on your children's education and things like that? We were at that precarious situation when this country was about collapsing, before Bola Ahmed Tinubu came and took hard decisions. People now say that he might have done it differently.
Let me come in now, Mr. Bola. Those hard decisions now.
Yeah.
Will you say that they've turned out to be good, bad, or ugly?
What, those policies?
Yes. Those hard decisions, obviously are policies.
Yes, those policies we're talking about now. We are talking about removal of fuel subsidy. We're talking about removal of subsidy on power supply. We're talking about
student loan,
the exchange rate, and things like that. Yes, there are policies that have affected me myself negatively. I spend 3 times more now on data. I spend 3 times more, 4 times more now fueling my cars.
So how do you sum it up now? How do you sum it up as good, bad, or being the worst?
No, I don't straitjacket issues the way you are trying to do it. I am not going to say it is good, it is bad, it is ugly. I'm going to tell you that this is our trajectory. This is where we are coming from. Every government in this country, from independence, from the time we got our independence in 1960, every government, including the ones we are praising today, the government of the First Republic, they contributed to the problems that we have in this country today. They were all outwardly focused. We did not have the same philosophy as India, as the Asian tigers that looked inward. We were looking outward, and it built over time. The military that came and destroyed virtually everything, destroyed the civil service, destroyed the professions, destroyed morals. They wasted our resources. We once said the problem of Nigeria was not money, but how to spend it. And all things like that. Babangida came and introduced this settlement syndrome, corruption and everything like that. So every one of these, you cannot say that they did not contribute to what we are having at the moment. The Shagari administration on NPA, that they were imported, we have the rice hamada cement, hammer, senseless importation of all manner of things. They destroyed Nigerian Airways. They destroyed Nigerian shipping lines. And are you going to say that all those ones did not contribute to the problems we are having now? Are you going to say that those problems we are having are started in 1999 when we had this Fourth Republic? No. Are you going to say the problem started in 2023 when Olajumoke Bola Ahmed Tinubu became president? No. These problems have been mounting over time. Now we have gotten to the climax of it, and somebody is unfortunate to be the one that is now in the saddle at that particular time when this problem has gotten to its height, and he's trying to solve the problem. I want to give him some more time. At the same time, I want to be pointing out to him what he's doing that is not right. I want to be pointing out to him what the people are feeling. I want him to understand that this country is not smiling. I want him to understand that his policies are biting hard. I want him to understand that people are not happy.
So therefore,
he is asking us to tighten our belts, and he's not tightening his own. The profligacy of his government is not okay. I want him to understand that people are not happy. The way he is borrowing, the borrowing is too much. So I will tell him what he's doing that he has to correct. At the same time, I will not hold him accountable for the problems that we have built up over decades.
All right, thank you very much for that objective right there. Lagos, now let's turn over to you, where you can be part of this conversation. We also have Mr. Adams Abuh, who is a retired Assistant Director in Internal Security in the SSS, who will definitely also bring us up to speed. We examine security architecture, security situations in Nigeria for the past 2 years. Yes, the phone line 0705 690 0927. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Yes, good morning. What's the name?
Good morning to your guests in the studio.
All right, thank you.
My name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from Abuh, in the country.
Please go ahead.
Your guests have analyzed very well. First, I want to rate the government. I want to quickly say that at least I give them 6/10. That is His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I have my reasons for saying that. First, he has the political will, which his predecessors from Obasanjo till Buhari never had. So they had it in mind, but he did not have that political will to do what he did. That's concerning the removal of the oil subsidy and, of course, the floating of the Naira. Though we know that these two policies, especially the floating of the Naira, is telling much on the ordinary Nigerians because of the sabotage in the system. You know, at the initial, these two policies were favoring the rich. That was why you saw smuggling of petroleum from Nigeria to other neighboring countries. And many people were smiling to the banks, especially many of the elites were smiling to the banks in billions, almost every day, if not every month. So, but now the thing has backfired, and I think the removal of subsidy has actually introduced the total deregulation of the oil sector and the full implementation of the Petroleum Industry Act. Only that the NNPCL is still shaking somehow, but I know they will find their feet very soon. So that is that. But the president, as one of your guests has rightly said, should actually think of, rejigging the cabinet, and of course the less privileged. That is, the cost of governance is becoming too much that the ordinary Nigerians are feeling it. And then there's no food in the country because of insecurity. Those farmers who used to farm, they are no more farming because of what? They are afraid of insecurity, and many of them die in the hands of the terrorists and bandits.
Right, so thank you very much.
The government should do something to that.
Okay, and government should do.
Because the cabinet should be seriously rejigged. Abuh must be removed as soon as possible. This is the time for him to rejig the cabinet, like the Minister of Agriculture and Abuh Power, and maybe some other key ones. But
all right, thank you.
Some of the ministers are trying, like Wike, Minister of Works and the rest. So let me just rest for now. Thank you.
All right, thank you very, very much. Yes, keep your call coming in 0705 690 0927 or 0802 502 7711. 0802 502 7711. 1111. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Michael.
Yes, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ben. I'm calling from Eba.
All right, Ben from Eba. Please keep it short and simple.
All right. If you see what is happening now, the economic reality, the situation of Nigerian people now, you know that result, one thing that doesn't lie is the result. Result doesn't lie. When during the time of Buhari and now, which time is better? Now, I don't want Mr. President to be his team to be telling us about Nigeria and we are not this and that. It is him that created a lot of problem now. During the time of Buhari, we are eating food. People were going to the farming. Things were okay. Now things are very, very bad. Because he's not ruling well. His policies are very bad. I want to call analysts here to tell us one good thing Tinubu has done. You know, NNPC borrowed $3 billion from Assessing Bank Egypt for him. And that is why now we are not getting money from crude oil because they're using crude to pay that debt. What Tinubu did now is that he shifted everybody to us. It is increasing revenue everywhere. He increased revenue everywhere and made so many industries to lead this country. Why is he justifying Tinubu for increasing electric tariff? If you increase electric tariff and make it very, very hostile, you mean that you are pursuing manufacturers, investors, and at the same time you are traveling all over the world inviting investors. There is no country in the world that doesn't subsidize electricity. Okay, look at hospitals are paying 40 million, 50 million monthly NEPA bill. Industries are folding. Man told us that about 7 million businesses have folded under Tinubu. Business is terrible. You know that before Tinubu take over, 40-feet container was cleared with 5 million. Now it is 30 million. And then what importers do is that he factor the amount to his goods. That is why you see things are very expensive. Nigeria is an import-based country. We are not producing anything. Even the few things you are producing, we are importing the raw materials. We are not assembling. Why is it that you go and put and where you're not supposed to put and you say you are floating dollar, you are floating this, you are doing that. At the same time, why can't you do one and wait and watch how that one? If it's not working well, you reduce and that is how a good leader behaves.
All right, thank you. Thank you very, very much. That's how much we can take. Thank you for we get all what you've tried to say. Challenging our guest that one thing that the president has done. Well, I'm sure she will give you that answer. That's directed to Mrs. Anifowoshe. But quickly, let's come to our guest who is retired security personnel, Mr. Adams. Abuh. Mr. Adams, good morning. Are you there?
Good morning. I'm here.
All right, now let's talk about security. We've looked at other aspects of the government. Let's look at security. Security-wise, now, how will you comment on the government? Talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Recently, we heard that there was a whole navy inducted about new ships, choppers to boost operational capacity. Also, we heard of our whole bombing occurred right there in the north. We also have in Borno State too. Our IEDs killed 9 people in Borno State. We also see the issues of Boko Haram. A lot of death in the north, even also down here in the south. Now, all of this, military now are trying to step up their checks at Abuja barracks after that explosion. So many of these pocketed issues are happening in Nigeria. What will you say about the past 2 years?
Thank you very much. I think what is, if we look at the security situation that we were before the present government came in, and what they have been doing ever since they came in, you will discover that our fighting forces have stepped up their game much more than we had. Areas that hitherto that were impenetrable for them, if you look at the northeast, the Zambiza forest, if you look at even Zamfara and even Sokoto, areas traditionally that were being held impenetrable by the bandits and terrorists our security forces have been able to infiltrate into those areas, and they have been able also to decimate the leadership of the various terrorist organizations within this period. And we have also seen that government has improved the welfare of our fighting forces.
Let me also into Mr. Adams. Let me also into that. Just of recent, the U.S. says that terrorists are high in Nigeria and West Africa coastlines. Let's put all this together in this administration.
Yes, I'm coming to that. I'm highlighting what our fighting forces have been doing and the areas they have recorded great success. If we take Kaduna State, for instance, before now, areas like Benue and that route, towards Kwara, are areas that people could not pass through. But for now, there has been a lot of improvements in the mobility in those areas. So far, so good. They are doing the best they can, but that is not to say that we are overcoming the security situation in this country. The recent attacks on our security forces in the Northeast and some other places, if there are something to go by, there are things that have still created worries in the minds of Nigerians and so on. And the infiltration of some of these kidnappers and so on in other parts of the country, especially the Southwest, are cause for worry. But that is not to say that government and security agencies are not stepping up their games. Government is buying more, arms and ammunition for the fighting forces. We are aware of that. And also in the area of technology, a lot is going on. We are also aware of that. I think these are things that the results are not something that can be very immediate as we expect. But what we think we should be doing now is that the citizens need to continue to support government and the security forces in every area that they can, especially in the area of intelligence and organizing themselves in their various communities to do the little they can. You remember that of recent, government has established the Forest Security Guard Services, which will soon come on board. It is part of the organization that will support the security architecture of this country. You are also aware that the National Assembly is also putting up a bill for the state police and local government police. We are all aware what is going on in that direction. And I think by the time, in the next 2 years of the present administration, there is every likeliness that we will see more positive changes when it comes to this insecurity in our country. But we should also know that the bandits and the terrorists don't rest on their oars. From what has happened and from what the Chief of Defense Staff, from information coming out of the military of recent, that foreigners are being recruited by these terrorists, to fight on their side. That again is changing the level of operation of the bandits. And even the technology that they are using now, we are aware how they use weaponized drones and so on and so forth. And that is to tell us, we as a country, the direction we should also go in providing the necessary technology and weaponized technology for our own fighting forces. The only thing that we are having also as a country is that we also have, apart from these terrorists and bandits, because of the security, the economic situation, some people that are of low, how do I put it? Some people have decided also to join bandits in terrorizing Nigerians in the area of kidnapping and so on, making it a business. So much so that their own effect is sometimes can be very disastrous. Joining the traditional bandits and terrorists that we know, it makes life more difficult for Nigerians. But I think government is aware of this, security forces are aware of this, and they should continue to, step up their game. I want to also add that one of the major, and I've been advocating for this, that we should believe that we are at war with the operations of these bandits and terrorists. And when you're at war, you do things differently, especially in the area of recruitment and training for our security forces. I think we should increase the number of times we recruit into our security forces. And we should also hasten up the establishment of the state police, the local government police, so that the open spaces can be occupied and let our operation be seamless, as it were, with other security agencies. I think we need to do that.
With all of this you've seen now, you've analyzed now, how will you say it's been bad, it's been good, or it's just been an ugly moment? The past 2 years.
Like somebody said, this is not the issue of a straight jacket thing. Is it good? Is it bad? But I think the operation of government and how we are prosecuting the war is good. It's good in the sense that we are on the right course, as it is internationally accepted. You can see that of recent we took delivery of new fighting planes and so on and so forth. Whether it is bad to the extent that the bandits and the terrorists are also stepping up their own game, and we must have to counter them by taking immediate action. Like I said, we are decimated in terms of our personnel, and we need to fill them up. We are also decimated in terms of our weaponry. If you look at what they did in the northeast of recent, we need to work fast and replace them. And we must do that for Nigerians to be at peace. Like somebody said, people cannot go to the farm, and that's why you have scarcity of food and so on and so forth. And so the earlier we do it, the better. But I think with the establishment of the forest guards, who are certainly, I know they are going to be armed and properly trained and given adequate technology to join the other security forces, we will do better than what we are doing now.
We will do better than what we are doing now. Okay, let me come back to Mrs. Anifowoshe right. But before I go to this, let's listen to what the former Vice President of our dear country, Atiku Abubakar, says, and also what Bayo Ononuga, who is special advisor to the President on media, also says. And we'll also listen to the President, who was in Lagos recently to commission a project that Nigerians have also been talking in a way that this is not being done correctly. All of this what we will talk about right now. Let's listen to them, and then we'll come back and talk more. Let's start from the President, then we'll go down to Atiku, and then we'll listen to Ononuga lastly.
For supporting this project that will positively affect the lives of our people. I know at this stage, the expectation is still very high. And our Nigerian people are still going through difficult times. I take this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerians that the hope is here and is realizable. That the benefit will be you'll be part of the benefit. The economy is recovering. There is light at the end of the tunnel now. Inflation is stepping down. The exchange rate is stabilized. The corruption in the exchange rate is eliminated. The corruption in fuel subsidy is limited to BRS minimum. It is your money. It is your opportunity. It is your children that must go to school, must go through the higher education. We are paying for all of that. Look at renewable infrastructure going on in various teaching hospitals and several thousands of health centers. It's all about you. It's all for you, the people. We are reducing the cost of manufactured drugs. We are encouraging manufacturing locally. We give all incentives for everyone to abide by the principle of Nigerian first. May God bless our country. May God bless Lagos State. May God keep our fighting soldiers safe. Thank you very much.
Now let's listen to former Vice President of Nigeria.
The topic of today, to add state weaponization of poverty. This particular government is weaponizing poverty. You may call me a conspirator, you may call me anything, and that is why we are in this alliance, to make sure we don't allow them to continue weaponizing policy. Of course, one of our star conspirators is Governor Rotimi Amici. Therefore, we are here to wish you many happy returns of the day, and we will continue to conspire with you.
That's Atiku Abubakar. Now let's listen to Ononuga.
Many of us in this country, many Nigerians, what we sometimes exhibit the problem of lack of memory. We have very short memory. We forget where we started from, and we just start blaming President Tinubu for all the problems that Nigeria is going through. I remember, for instance, in May 2023, when Tinubu took over the government, there was fuel shortage in this country. People forgot that. All through the election of that year, there was fuel shortage.
All right, let me come to Mrs. Anifowoshe. I'm sure you had the president there. You also had Atiku and also had Ononuga. Mrs. Anifowoshe, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you.
And now, President, because of our time, quickly, let's see how we can just rush this up. The President talked about expectations are high, and there is hope, and there is light at the end of the tunnel, saying that this is realizable, the economy is recovering, corruption is eliminated, especially in fuel subsidy and all. That it's all about the people. There's Nigeria first principles. This is the same government that say Nigeria first, but then a lot of people have criticized that the vehicles that are being used to run the government are not being produced in Nigeria. So all of this, how will you react to that's the statement coming from the president? And then I also come to you, Mr. Bola, while we wrap up on this conversation. Mrs. Anifowoshe, in just 2 minutes, how do you react to this? Do you think that, well, just like the president has said, it's all about the people? Do you think that the corruption has been eliminated to the barest minimum?
Well,
do you think that also the expectations, like this, there's light at the end of the tunnel? Because we're already seeing campaign promises are out there. The Senate and even the National Assembly as a whole are already coming out to endorse the president for second term. So all of this, quickly in 2 minutes, please, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. All the problems cannot be solved in a day. And from all that he has done so far, take, for instance, the students' loan, which is interest-free. I think we should give him kudos for that. Many people, because of finance, were not able to go to the university. But now, the money is there to help these students, and the students are not complaining. Even we haven't seen ASU going on strike. The question of corruption, the president cannot be everywhere. It's we, the citizens, that should fight this corruption. If we see anybody who is corrupt, who is doing anything corrupt regarding governance, I think we should speak up. We should speak up and let the media know about this.
Okay, now let me...
the president cannot do it all.
The president cannot do it all. Let me hold you on that. Thank you very much, Mr. Anifowoshe. Let me come to Mr. Bola. Mr. Bola, I'm sure you heard that from the president and also from Atiku talking about the president or this administration weaponizing poverty. In 1 minute, sir, how do you sum up all of this?
And I want to say that Atiku Abubakar is not my hero. He's not my role model. He had his opportunity to rule this country. He ran it aground. He was in charge of the sale of government properties, and we saw what happened to all those government establishments that he sold under BP. So he's not my man. He has had opportunity. He has misused it. He's not the person that Nigeria needs at this point in time.
All right.
I also want to say that I appreciate that the president said that corruption at the forest level has been eliminated, but at the fuel subsidy, it has been reduced to BRS minimum. They have not eliminated. They should make it quickly because patience is running out on the streets. The country is not smiling. He's trying, he has done a lot. I like him for that student's loan. Last Sunday, two of my members, they came out and testified. They gave testimony that they are children. Security, inflation that he must still work on.
Okay,
he has work on his hands.
All right, thank you very much for that. Mr. Adams, finally, now, is there light at the end of the tunnel, security-wise, for this administration?
Certainly, security-wise, but before wise, there is light at the end of the tunnel for Nigerians. I pray government to continue the present policy of providing for the security forces and motivating the citizenry to support our security forces.
All right, gentlemen and women, thank you very much for being part of the show this morning. Mr. Adams Abuh, who is former assistant director International Security, retired. Thank you very much for being part of the show this morning. And on the former Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice in Ondo State, Mrs. Olajumoke Anifowoshe, thank you very much for your time this morning. And also the former chairman of Editorial Board and former Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Punch newspaper, Mr. Bolawole. Thank you very much for your time this morning.
All
right,
thank you.